Hi, and welcome back to the Allen Park Public Library. I'm Mad Dan. Today we're going to be doing a tie-in from our Explorians episode where we're going to be examining some of the trivia questions. One of them involves a pair of scissors and how we can sharpen them, and the other one is dealing with pencils and how do we erase our mistakes. One of the questions was, what common household item is used to sharpen scissors? The answer was aluminum foil. We have a sticky-ish set of scissors, and we are going to fold up this aluminum foil and cut through it, and then explain why that either does or does not actually sharpen the scissors. Our first example is going to be taking these scissors, which are just regular library scissors. We use them to cut paper and stickers. You can see they do get a little gummed up and the blade does get a little worn. So I'm going to cut this piece of paper, fold up this sheet of aluminum foil. So 1 fold, 2 fold, 3 fold, 4 fold, 5 fold. So a nice little thick piece of aluminum foil. And see, so we're gonna cut through there, and we're gonna cut it a few more times just to get through the whole blade. Do it on the end here. And then see if it cuts better, worse, or the same on the paper. It felt like it cut about the same because aluminum foil does not actually sharpen steel scissors. Aluminum is a soft, malleable metal. Steel is very rigid and hard. It is almost impossible to sharpen a hard metal with a softer metal. What it's doing, if anything, is the thick foil is pulling off some of the paper fibers that have been caught in the blades and rubbing off some of the leftover adhesive from the stickers, not actually sharpening it, just honing the blade a little bit. So I didn't really notice a difference between these two cuts. The second question was, before the invention of the rubber eraser, what did people use to remove pencil lines? The answer was bread, and we are going to examine how that works and why it was a usable substance before the rubber eraser. So I have here several different sized pieces of graphite on 3 different pencils. Obviously, just rubbing the dry piece of bread over the graphite didn't do anything. What you need to do is take a piece of the bread and actually mush it back into more of a doughy form, add a little bit of water to it to get it stickier, and then it's the stickiness of the dough that actually lets it erase. What we're gonna do is we are going to rub it on our little graphite lines, making a bit of a mess. This is modern bread, so it is going to be a little bit softer than what was used back in the 15th, 16th, 17th century, but it is picking up a bit of the graphite. Also, these are modern pencils and modern equipment, so the graphite is a little bit finer, it's a little bit better. So graphite sticks to the fibers of the paper. You need something that is stickier to the graphite than the paper is, and that is what the moist bread provides to a limited extent. You can see that the softer lines that we had went away a lot easier than the darker lines, even though it was roughly the same pressure that I put on it. We are going to take a look at what modern erasers can do and see if there's any difference. We have here a regular pencil eraser that was on the pencil, and we are going to erase over the lines that we erased with the bread, and it looks like it's actually just making a bit of a mess. If it's getting rid of the graphite, it's doing it by just replacing it with this green muck. Not much better than the bread. So we have replaced the pencil eraser with another type of eraser that is supposed to be a little bit better. This purple eraser is quite a bit softer than the green eraser. And it's actually that softness that is allowing it to erase considerably better. This soft rubber is stickier. It's more tactile, and that stickiness is what is letting us erase these marks and not leave a giant mess. Let's see if it can clean up the mess that we made on the other side of the paper. It's not doing a perfect job, and part of that is because the fibers of the paper, the first hard eraser, pushed the graphite deeper into the fibers. So it's harder and harder the further away you get for it to grab it and pull it out. So graphite is a very fine material. It's very easy to get wedged in things. It's why you don't want to push down too hard when you're writing, because you're actually tearing the fabric of the paper and getting the graphite further and further in and making it harder and harder to undo if you need to. Write very softly to begin with, and then once you have it down, then you can more firmly press it in and make it more permanent. Thank you for joining us here at the Allen Park Public Library. I've been Mad Dan. This episode was featured from the back-to-school trivia questions from our Explorians series. Be sure to watch that. Also, like and subscribe to see other videos that we put out. We hope to see you again soon.